this is a topic that comes up often, but I feel like a lot of people just don't do it justice. And on top of that, there are a whole bunch of trucks that are extremely obscure and a whole bunch of other stuff. So here's the top 15 rarest Hot Wheels Monster Jam trucks that Hot Wheels has made during their tenure with Monster Jam. Keep in mind, this is going to bend a little bit of rules here because some of them are not actual Monster Jam trucks. And before we get started, a huge shout out to Brian Z. Patton, who is going to be able to provide us pictures for a majority, if not all, of these trucks. So without further ado, let's get started. Number 15. To start off this list with a bang, let's go with the classic. We have the original Goldberg from 2000. Now this is like a classic rare truck, but it's not really a rare truck, it's just an extremely uncommon truck. Mostly due to the fact that every single Goldberg has a huge fatal flaw, in that their wheels are extremely defective, as well as old trucks. Well, a lot of trucks from that period of time had really defective wheels, but this one had really bad rims. Like if you were to just you could break the wheels by just breathing on it wrong. But that's kind of why it kind of jacked the price up the way it is. In fact, the cheapest Goldberg on eBay right now is only $30. Number 14. At number 14, we have one that most people never even knew existed. This is Holiday Hauler. And the reason it's so rare is because it came in like a mystery box type of thing. So in Christmas of 2011, this was a Target exclusive. You could have a chance in 1 in 6 trucks. And one of them was Holiday Hauler. Now there was a way to cheat the system because they had a specific code on the back, but even then they were uncommon even for back then. I remember I tried to do that, but this is one that most people don't talk about. In fact, this truck is incomplete because originally there was going to be a Christmas tree in the prototype. And believe it or not, prototypes do exist. I know Monster Jam OCD owns one. And it's not very detailed, but I'm kind of glad. Because this is a cool truck, but that's besides the point. It's just a rare truck. Number 13. At number 13, we have 2 trucks here, so it's number 13 and number 12 and a half. Sorry about that. The first truck here is Snowhawk. You can barely see it because it's put in the worst spot imaginable. So this came in a 6-pack exclusive at, I believe, Costco, maybe? No, not Costco, but I don't think it's a store exclusive. The thing is, this truck never came out in the singles, and so yeah. So the other truck that I'm going to show you is Holland Heat. Holland Heat also came in this set, and I think this is a bit more common than the Snowhawk. In fact, I actually own this truck. I own this one, but not Snowhawk. So let me show that to you right now. And here it is in all its glory, right here. I'm sorry if you can't see it. I bought this for like $3 at a flea market, but they didn't have. Unfortunately, they did not have Snowhawk, which is a shame. And I broke it accidentally because I tried to fix one of its axles and I ended up breaking the entire thing, break the whole wheel off. But I was able to repair it with super glue. So without further ado, let's move on to the next one. Number 12. And at number 12, we have a weird truck here. Sorry, I had to clear my throat. So this is a hairless Monster Mutt without the hair decal, just on the hood, but not the rest of the truck. I have no clue why. But I actually kind of like that because I think that's what the original Monster Mutt looks like. Because I don't think it had any detail in the fur, but I could be wrong on that. And I know it does now, but not the original Monster Mutt. Number 11. We are slowly making our way up in the rarity scale. We have the Undertaker, which was a European exclusive, and by European I mean I think mostly just the United Kingdom, and that's it. Because I don't think it released to mainland Europe. But this was exclusive to Europe, so basically in 2007 they had WWE Smack Packs. The first one was Batista and John Cena. I do own John Cena. The Rock and Stone Cold, and then Triple H and Rey Mysterio, only in the United States. However, in the EU, they had The Undertaker rather than Triple H. and I don't understand why. But also they were gonna make other Smack packs, like there's Edge, the Hardy Bros, and Hulkamania. There are prototypes of it, but they were not officially released. Number 10. We have cracked the top 10 with another classic rare truck, the Bell helmet. So basically, this never came out in the singles. You had to buy a helmet with it along with a water bottle. And this is another truck that I also own. And here we are back again. I bought this truck off of eBay. It was $30. Can you believe that? But for 30 bucks for a truck like this, you know, it could be worse, and I'd have to be basically a fool to not do this. Now, the axles are bent pretty badly, but I decided not to fix it because I learned a lesson after the Holland heat incident. So I'm just going to leave this truck as is, and we're just going to go on to number 9. Number 9. You will definitely notice from this point onwards a significant sky up in price. This is the first blackout that they ever made in 2015, Team Hot Wheels, because Hot Wheels. And they made very few of these things. Like, I just did some research on eBay, and the cheapest one right now, loose, is $60. 200 in the box. That is absolutely insane. Now, I don't really collect any of the blackouts, but I did collect all 3 of the golden machines that they made because I had a incentive to. So if you're gonna find this, you better bring your wallet. Number 8. And number 8, we have the rarest recent. Actually, no, that's not true. There is one that came out just a year after this truck. We have the Canadian exclusive, European exclusive, basically everywhere except for the United States. Yeah, for some stupid reason, they decided to go to Canada and Great Britain, but not the United States. That must have been a mistake or something, because, I don't know. It's a cool truck. Unfortunately, it's not 3D like the real truck, but to be fair, well, why would you do a 3D body just for one truck? And they never, ever re-released it, unlike the Carolina Crusher. So, this is probably the biggest jump up in price I've ever seen. I think Monster D bought his for like $200. The cheapest one on eBay goes for $500 loose. So you think with it being loose, it'd drop the price down significantly, but no, it's just getting worse and worse by the day. And I bet you it'd probably collapse if Spin Master made a Exterminator. Number 7. And at number 7, we have the pink Ferrule Tour Medusa. Now, when this first came out, it was first sighted in Australia, and people thought it was a mistake because it was supposed to be silver. However, that truck wasn't made in real life either. And then it turns out it was not a mistake, and that they actually produced these on purpose. However, they stopped production of it after Medusa was let go by Feld. So, that very, very, very few of these exist, if any at all. In fact, they're nearly extinct. But luckily, we have some evidence of its existence. I think Moshe bought his for like $60, and that was 4 years ago. And there is none on eBay. In fact, they're about as rare as 2 days that have 2 blue moons, probably. So once in a blue moon, if they do show up, they could go for nearly 1,000. And that's if you're even lucky. So, good luck. That's all I have to say. Number 6. And number 6, we have the first World Funnels truck, World Funnels X. Now this is a awesome, awesome truck, but they only made 1,000 of them. Now from the next one onwards, they'd made 2,500 of them, and Spin Master, I think they made 5,000 of them. But this one, they only made 1,000, exactly 1,000, not like 1,001, 1,002, 1,003. There were no I don't think there were any prototypes of this truck. And the fact that this thing is, a picture of this is in the box is insane. In fact, this could go for a good 100 grand, not 100 grand, but just a solid 100 to 1,000. And that's if you're lucky. In fact, I think the boxed World Funnels X's are basically extinct, if any exist at all. I'd like to see some evidence, but the only one I see now is the one by Brian Z. Patton. Number 5. Now we are getting to the trucks that are the stuff of legend or mythology. We have the classic rarest truck of all time, cadazoid. Now, you may be wondering, this is only number 5? Yeah, this is basically the rarest truck that people know exist. So cadazoid has a lot of privileges to it. It is a country exclusive, Canada, a West 49 exclusive, and also there were 3 of them. It was sold at West 49. You had to buy a skateboard for it, so it's like the Bell helmet truck, except for they were sold separately. I think you could buy one for like $20 then, which that is a dream to buy this for $20. Like, I think Monster OCD bought him for like $6,000, but then again, he bought all 3 of them because they made 3 of them. There was this blue one right here, a green one, and a yellow one. Oh boy. And on top of that, this is probably the most counterfeited truck, so there's a lot of frauds out there. So, beware. Number 4. And at number 4, we have the birthday truck for MBK. This is the 2004 version, the big hub version. They had a small hub version as well. This is, people, I bet you only like a handful of people knew this even existed. So this is a cool truck. It's just, I know I'll probably never get my hands on it. So basically, this was an employee exclusive for their birthday, obviously. And they had one, it was a split paint job. You see the first one here in English, and the other one was in a different language. I assume Hindi, probably, or some other language that I can't even read. But let's just move on past that. Number 3. Probably one of the rarest monster trucks that Hot Wheels has ever made. This is not a Monster Jam truck, that's what I said at the beginning. But this was a movie truck based on a French movie, CWUE. I can't say that right. This was a movie that was only in French, that was released in Japan only. So, I'd never even knew this truck existed until like about a month ago. But it looks pretty plain, but it's still cool at the same time. Also, these came in a set as well. Number 2. And number 2, we have the truck that doesn't really exist. I'm going to kind of break my own rules here, but it's only for this one. Is the Inferno 2003. Brian Z. Patton is the only person that owns this. In fact, not even Monster Jam OCD owns this. That's how rare this is. So Inferno, this was going to be made, however, due to 9/11, and of course, a truck called Inferno after the wake of September 11th, it would not be in the best taste, so therefore they decided to make Flashfire instead. I don't know how that'd be better, but they eventually did make a flashback of this in 2018, so I guess it gave it justice for the Inferno. And also, it's really cool looking. And now, the number 1, rarest, most obscure, likely to never ever ever be seen ever again monster truck goes to none other than this thing. This was the 1 millionth truck produced, and I assume this is probably the only one ever made, probably. But I guess it's not the only one because this is Brian Z. Patton. But this is, I doubt this even exists. But here it is. This was made in 2002, and it came in this bubble right here. This was never released to the public. I think they just did it just for, because why not, And it's kind of a neat looking truck, but not. If one pops up on eBay, that'd be the day that pigs fly, probably. So now this is a question that I pass on to you. What is the rarest truck that you own? And if you notice, I showed off only 2, Holland Heat and the Bell helmet truck, because if I just said it, you probably wouldn't believe me. So, thank you guys so much for watching, and if you notice the day, I'm keeping that tradition very much alive. If you know what day it is, then you know.